Chosen one, this message didn't find you by accident. God led you here for a divine reason. You've been praying, waiting, wondering when your breakthrough will come. But what you don't see is that heaven has already released your next move. And it's coming through a connection you never saw coming. Someone you weren't even thinking about is carrying a key to the next level of your life. You've been walking faithfully, even in the dark. You've obeyed when it didn't make sense. And now, God is sending a divine helper, not for attention, not for status, but to elevate you into your purpose. This won't be about effort. It'll be about alignment. This connection will feel sudden, but it was in God's plan all along. Let's break this down into 7 powerful chapters to help you understand what's truly happening behind the scenes. Before we dive into this divine revelation, make sure you like, share, and subscribe, because this isn't just a message, chosen one. It's your confirmation. God is about to uplift you through a connection you never expected, and this word is the key to recognizing it when it arrives. If your spirit is already resonating, type 77 in the comments right now. That number isn't random, it's a prophetic signal. It tells heaven and the universe that you're in position, in alignment, and ready to receive what's already been ordained for you. Not everyone is prepared for this kind of shift. Only the truly chosen will sense the weight of what's unfolding. But those who stay to the end of this message will gain clarity, divine perspective, and insight that activates destiny on a deeper level. This isn't just a one-time word. It's a living frequency, a spiritual blueprint. Come back and watch it again anytime your soul needs realignment, because every listen will unlock something new, a confirmation, a divine reminder, or the whisper of the connection heaven has already assigned to uplift you. Let's dive deeper. Chapter 1. God hid your help in unexpected places. Chosen one, you must understand this. The help God is sending into your life is not coming from the direction you expect. It's not coming through the people you've been trying to impress, or the platforms you've been watching. It's not tied to the usual faces or familiar places. The connection God is assigning to uplift you has been hidden, strategically placed where your natural eyes wouldn't look, but where your spiritual eyes will recognize. This is how God works. He hides glory in what looks ordinary. He conceals divine help in vessels that don't match the world's standards. Why? Because He wants you to know this next elevation is not about clout. It's about calling. Not about popularity, but about purpose. Just like David was left in the field while his brothers stood in front of the prophet, the person God is using for your breakthrough might not be who others expect, but they're exactly who He selected. David didn't have the crown, the robes, or the accolades. He had sheep dung on his clothes and worship in his heart. And yet, he was God's chosen. The same way, your divine connection might not wear success on their sleeve. They may not have 1 million followers. They may not be loud or flashy, but they carry something that's been anointed to shift your season. Heaven has marked them, not for show, but for assignment. Don't miss your blessing, because it's dressed in simplicity. Don't reject your helper, because they don't meet your assumptions. Remember, when God wanted to save a nation, He sent Joseph through a prison. When He wanted to redeem the world, He sent Jesus through a manger. And when He wants to uplift you, He'll do it in a way that makes sure only He gets the glory. This is why you must stay spiritually sensitive in this season. Stop looking for a spotlight. Start listening for a whisper. Pay attention to the quiet people with pure hearts. to the ones who show up without agenda, to the voices that speak life into your purpose, even when no one else sees it. Your spirit will know. This is divine. Chosen one. God has already assigned someone to speak your name in rooms you haven't entered, to sow into you without being asked, to open a door you didn't even know existed. But you must be humble enough to receive it. Pride will have you looking past the very person carrying your key. Ego will tell you to wait for someone with more status. But your discernment will know this is it. This is the connection God spoke about. Be ready. Be watchful. Because what's coming isn't about fame. It's about function. And the person God is sending may not come to impress you. They're coming to elevate you, not because you asked them to, but because He sent them. And when they arrive, it won't feel like striving. It won't feel like begging. It'll feel like peace. It'll feel like confirmation. It'll feel like God. Chapter 2. You've been positioned through obedience. Chosen one, hear this clearly. You are not being uplifted because you chased opportunity. You're being uplifted because you chose obedience. In a world that rewards performance, God rewards posture. While others were chasing platforms, you were chasing His presence. While others were compromising to be seen, you were consecrating to be aligned. And heaven has taken notice. This divine connection that's about to find you isn't coming because you networked in all the right rooms. It's not because you followed the algorithm. It's not even because you worked the hardest. It's because your heart stayed obedient, even when your life didn't look like your promise. You kept saying yes to God when it would have been easier to walk away. You kept choosing faith when fear would have been understandable. You kept sowing love when you were surrounded by betrayal. Those hidden acts of obedience have positioned you for a breakthrough no man can take credit for. Every unseen sacrifice, every private battle, every time you showed up with excellence, even when no one was watching, it's all been building toward this. And now, God is placing you on the mind and in the spirit of someone who's carrying the next step in your destiny. They weren't watching your highlight reel, they were prompted by the Holy Spirit. This is not natural placement. This is divine positioning. That job you lost, it was protection. That friend who stopped calling, it was preparation. That delay you hated, it was development. Everything that felt like a setback was actually God setting the stage for your divine introduction. He was removing distractions, clearing space, aligning timing, not just so you could be helped, but so you would be helped by the right one. This connection coming your way isn't going to flatter your ego. It's going to fuel your assignment. It's not about building your brand. It's about birthing your purpose. And the reason you're being trusted with it is because your heart posture has been proven. You've shown God that you're not chasing the blessing. You're chasing the one who gives it. So when the door opens, walk through it boldly, but humbly. Don't forget that it was your yes in the dark that brought you into the light. Don't let promotion distract you from the posture that got you here. Stay yielded, stay surrendered, stay obedient, because the more you obey, the more you're aligned. And the more you're aligned, the more heaven moves on your behalf. This is not your reward, it's your release. Not because you earned it, but because you endured with obedience. Chapter 3. The connection will be spirit-led, not strategy-based. Chosen one. The door that's about to open for you won't require you to market yourself, manipulate situations, or mold your identity to fit someone else's expectations. This next move is not about building relationships through strategy. It's about divine recognition through the Spirit. You won't need to hustle for this connection. You won't have to chase down the opportunity or impress anyone with credentials. Why? Because the person God is sending has been spiritually assigned to you. Their spirit will recognize your oil before they ever understand your resume. They won't see you for what the world has labeled you. They'll see you for what heaven has called you. Just like when Mary visited Elizabeth and the baby in Elizabeth's womb leaped with joy, this divine connection will cause something to leap inside of both of you. It'll be unexplainable in the natural, but undeniable in the spirit. There will be a stirring, a confirmation, a holy recognition that says, "This is God." And here's the beauty of it. There will be no striving. You won't feel the need to prove yourself. You won't be tempted to perform or shrink. There will be peace, not pressure. Flow, not force. The kind of peace that surpasses understanding and lets you know, this isn't ambition, this is alignment. This person will not be drawn to your public presence, but to your private posture. They'll see the favor of God on you, not because of how loudly you speak, but because of how purely you walk. They won't ask you to dim your light to make them comfortable. In fact, they'll encourage you to shine brighter because they're not threatened by your assignment. They're assigned to help carry it. This is how God moves when He's ready to elevate someone. He doesn't create situations where you have to scheme your way in. He sends divine messengers who are spiritually mature enough to see beyond surface. They come on assignment, not ego. They come with keys, not chains. They come with a word, a resource, or an introduction that unlocks the very thing you've been quietly praying for. This connection will not just unlock doors, it will awaken destiny. Their arrival will bring clarity to things you've been praying about for years. They may say one sentence that confirms everything God whispered to you in the secret place. They may point you toward an opportunity you would have never found on your own. And the beauty of it all is that you won't have to chase it. It will be drawn to you because of what's already been planted in your spirit. So stop worrying about how you're going to meet them. Stop trying to network your way into destiny. Rest. Stay faithful. Keep doing what God told you to do. Because when the time is right, the connection will find you. And when it does, you won't have to convince anyone of your value. They'll know, because the Spirit of God will reveal it to them. Chosen one, let this settle in your soul. What's coming isn't based on visibility, effort, or strategy. It's based on divine timing and spiritual sensitivity. When it happens, you'll know it wasn't by might or by power, but by the Spirit of the Lord. And because it's Spirit-led, it will last. Chapter 4. God is using this connection to restore what was lost. Chosen one, there are pieces of your past that you thought were gone forever, moments that slipped through your fingers, opportunities that faded before they ever fully formed, and relationships that ended with no warning and no closure. But what looked like loss in the natural was actually protection in the spiritual. What felt like painful endings were actually strategic shifts orchestrated by God to preserve your destiny. Sometimes what God removes is just as holy as what He gives. You thought you missed your season. You thought the timing had expired. But God was never late. He was positioning you for better. And now, through this unexpected connection, He's about to restore everything that felt stolen, delayed, or destroyed. This is more than a new opportunity. It's a divine reset. Through this person or open door, God is returning everything that was meant for you, but in its mature form. You're not just getting it back, you're getting it back refined, upgraded, and right on time. This divine connection isn't coming to patch up old pain. They're coming to fulfill promises. They may not even know how deeply their presence answers your prayers, but you'll know. You'll feel it in your spirit. Their words, their kindness, their access, their belief in you, it'll hit deeper than they understand, because you know what it cost you to keep going. They'll recognize you in a way others never could. While some people dismissed your potential, this connection will call it forth. They'll have eyes to see your true value, not because you proved yourself, but because God revealed you to them. The years you spent sowing in tears, wondering if anything would ever bloom. The season where you gave your best and received nothing in return. God kept all of it. And now, He's releasing restoration through this connection, not in part, but in overflow. You will be affirmed. You will be honored. You will be uplifted, not by those who once broke you, but by someone God has anointed to rebuild what you thought was gone. This is not just about recovering what was taken. It's about receiving what was promised. You're not going back to pick up broken pieces. You're stepping into something whole, something refined, something better than what you lost. God is restoring with interest. He's not just healing the pain. He's transforming it into purpose. What once felt like an ending will now become the very evidence of His faithfulness. This connection is coming with timing, tenderness, and territory. And it's going to remind you that nothing surrendered to God is ever truly gone. Get ready. The door you're about to walk through will carry the sound of answered prayers, the fragrance of divine timing, and the weight of restoration. You're not being blessed randomly. You're being restored intentionally. And this time, nothing will be missing, broken, or delayed. This time, it's God's full circle, and it's right on schedule. Chapter 5. This connection is a response to your faithfulness. Chosen one. There are some blessings that come not because you prayed loudly, but because you obeyed quietly. While others were chasing applause, you chose alignment. While others bent their message for validation, you stayed rooted in truth. You didn't dilute your calling for popularity. You didn't edit your purpose to fit trends. You remained loyal to what God whispered to you in secret, even when it cost you visibility, connections, and applause. And heaven noticed. This divine connection that's approaching your life isn't random. It's a response, a holy acknowledgement of your hidden faithfulness. While others seemed to rise quicker, while you felt overlooked and undercredited, God was keeping record. Every quiet sacrifice, every time you kept your heart clean, every time you helped someone without asking for recognition, all of it has become the fragrance of your offering. And now God is sending someone to respond. This connection isn't coming because of your influence. It's coming because of your integrity. Someone has been stirred by God to bless you. They may not even fully understand why they're drawn to you, why they feel the need to recommend you, open a door for you, or place you in a position of favor. But the Spirit knows, and heaven is using their obedience to reward your faithfulness. You weren't just consistent, you were consecrated. You chose to be still when others were rushing. You chose to trust God's pace, even when the silence was deafening. And now, the seeds you planted in private are about to produce a public harvest. What looked like delay was divine development, and the person God is sending will become the manifestation of a promise you almost forgot He made. They won't come to fix you. They'll come to recognize you. They'll speak life to what's been buried under discouragement. They'll activate something you've been carrying silently for years. They'll make space for your gift in a way that confirms God has seen every hidden moment of obedience. You're about to be honored in the very area where you were once humbled. And the honor isn't coming from people you had to chase. It's coming from someone you never had to impress. Because God told them who you were. This is not just a connection. It's a divine recognition. The kind that doesn't fade with trends or shift with moods. It's built on the foundation of your obedience. The kind of faithfulness that heaven rewards. The kind of consistency that turns delay into destiny. Chosen one, don't downplay what you've endured. Don't shrink when the opportunity arrives. You were faithful when no one was looking, and now God is sending someone who can't stop seeing you. They've been stirred for such a time as this, and your reward is already in motion. Chapter 6. The connection will open more than one door. Chosen one, don't limit what God is doing in this season by thinking it's just about one blessing, one moment, or one opportunity. What's coming your way through this divine connection is not a single breakthrough. It's a chain reaction, a divine gateway, a spiritual catalyst designed to shift the entire trajectory of your life. One open door will lead to another. One conversation will lead to new clarity. One recommendation will lead to rooms you never even knew existed. This connection has been touched by heaven. And because it's coming from God, it won't be limited to one blessing. It will release a flow, a divine rhythm of doors, favor, introductions, and upgrades that you could never orchestrate on your own. You may meet them for one reason, but what unfolds afterward will be far more than what you anticipated. They will come carrying not just answers, but access. Not just support, but strategy. Not just encouragement, but divine alignment. This is not just a right place, right time situation. This is divine alignment layered with divine acceleration. The connection will place you in rooms your resume couldn't get you into. Your name will begin to come up in conversations you didn't initiate. Favor will begin to fall in areas that have been locked for years, not because of force, but because of faithfulness and timing. What you couldn't make happen in your own strength will be released with ease, because God is orchestrating this moment Himself. More than external access, this connection will unlock internal confirmation. They will affirm what God has been whispering to you in your spirit for months, even years. Things you knew deep down but were too humble or too uncertain to speak aloud. They will call out the leader in you, the builder in you, the voice in you. They will speak words that ignite your next phase and settle doubts you've quietly carried. Their presence will bring not only opportunity, but alignment. This connection is a divine key that will unlock rooms you didn't even knock on. You'll find yourself walking into spaces where people have already heard of you, where hearts have already been softened toward your assignment, and where favor has already been planted before your arrival. It will feel effortless, but it's not luck, it's alignment. God has gone ahead of you, arranging conversations, setting appointments, and aligning hearts. You'll begin to see how every no in the past was really a not yet, leading you to the yes that matters most. And as the doors open, you won't have to compete to be seen. God will cause you to be sought out. And here's the best part. It won't just bless you. It will bless those connected to you. Your upliftment will overflow into your family, your community, and your calling. The doors that open for you will create pathways for others. The platform you step onto will become a launching pad for others God has tied to your voice and your obedience. This isn't just breakthrough, it's kingdom expansion. You are not just being elevated, You are being positioned as a conduit for others to be blessed through you. Chapter 7. Stay ready. Your name is already being mentioned. Chosen one. Even as you read this, your name is being spoken in places you've never stepped into. There are conversations happening, decisions being made, rooms being prepared, and though your physical body hasn't entered, your spirit is already there. Your faith, your obedience, your consistency has gone ahead of you and made a way. The people assigned to your next season don't even fully know why they're drawn to you yet, but something in their spirit is echoing your assignment. You don't need to campaign for favor when heaven is your advocate. You don't need to strive to be seen when God has already written your name into the blueprint of the blessing. He's placing you on the minds of leaders, decision-makers, influencers, and intercessors. Some of them have seen your work, but haven't said a word yet. Others have heard your name in passing, but couldn't shake the feeling that there's something different about you. These are divine cues, nudges from the Holy Spirit, movements in the unseen that are preparing for your sudden shift. And while you're still wondering how and when it will all come together, God has already set it in motion behind the scenes. But here's the key. You must stay ready. Stay in spiritual position. Don't let fatigue make you forfeit your posture. Don't let weariness cause you to disconnect from the very path that's leading you to the door. This is a time to remain sharp, prayerful, and deeply anchored in God. Every small act of obedience matters. Every time you show up when it would have been easier to quit, it counts. You don't know which moment will be the moment, so treat every moment like it's holy. Do not despise the season of silence. Heaven is loud even when earth is quiet. When you feel like no one sees you, trust that the right people will see you when God says, now. Your preparation is your signal to the spiritual realm that you're ready to carry what's coming. This is why you can't get comfortable in discouragement. Don't accept delay as denial. Don't interpret the wait as abandonment. God is not only watching, you're being announced in ways you can't yet hear. Every seed you planted in private is about to produce a public harvest. What felt like delay was really divine synchronization, aligning the right people, places, and timing for your arrival. You're not just being remembered, you're being requested by destiny itself. What's coming will not require you to knock. It will come find you, because when God opens a door, no one can close it. The connection that's coming isn't random, it's strategic. It's not just to encourage you, it's to position you. This person will carry keys to doors you've knocked on in prayer for years. And the beautiful thing, you won't have to ask for access. God will cause them to invite you. And when the conversation starts, you'll know this was something only God could have arranged. There will be peace, clarity, and confirmation. This is not just an answered prayer. It's the beginning of a divine unfolding. One connection will lead to another. One open door will create a ripple that touches every area of your life. Financial shifts, relational alignment, spiritual confirmation, purpose acceleration. It will all begin with a connection that feels natural, but carries supernatural weight. So stay ready, stay pure, stay in prayer. Refuse to be distracted by what's not happening, and be expectant about what's happening underneath the surface. The pressure you felt is a sign that the oil is almost ready to pour. The stillness you've endured is a sign that heaven is preparing the moment. Your name is being lifted up by mouths you've never met, and eyes are about to recognize what God has been cultivating in you this whole time. Keep your spirit aligned with heaven's frequency. Keep showing up in excellence, even when it feels like no one is watching, because God is always watching, and He is the one who elevates. There's a spotlight coming that doesn't come from man, but from divine orchestration. This next move will not require a performance. It will require authenticity. You're not being chosen for who you pretend to be, but for who you remained when no one was clapping. Heaven has already issued the announcement. Now stay in position, stay ready, because you're about to be revealed.